Thank you very much for having me here today. A lovely day in Davos. Lulu Financial Holdings, we are an Abu Dhabi headquarters organization. We're present in almost 10 countries. We're predominantly on the cross-border space and investment into fintechs. We are also into micro-lending. We are also into an 82 license out of India. And then we have a payment orchestration platform out of Singapore. And we are present in Malaysia, Philippines, Hong Kong, and the entire GCC market as well. If I give you a small summary of what we are doing, 2024 stacks, the world remittance stood at 900 billion, and our rails moved 19.8 billion. So around 2% of the world remittance flows through the Lulu Financial Holding rails. Now this is happening because UAE and GCC sits on a place where it is the second largest remittance corridors around the world. And we as an organization, in simple terms, have been using innovation to solve pain points and bottlenecks. And I think so, in a larger context, we've been doing that for the last 16 years. And we have now come to understand different pain points that the consumers has gone through. And the journey started with two ideologies. One was the interface and one was the interaction phase, The interface was more connecting on an API level using technology and innovation to improve the service that we have. Today we are connected to almost 180 odd banks worldwide. And most of the times our transactions are very instantaneous. That means that the time of remittance from A to B is as low as 5 minutes, and sometimes it's as low as 30 seconds. Now this happened through the interface journey, where we have really enabled the cross-border payments on an API level interface with majority of the banks around the world. This is really nice, and this, when it embedded on a compliance stack and also on making sure that we are on a regulatory framework, gives us the comfort for our consumers to say that the provider such as Lulu Financial Holdings is a strong provider of the remittance and the cross-border play around the world. They come as a corridor of origination, where the remittance originate from, okay. But the beneficiary side is around the world. So it depends on where as we know that around 70 to 80% of the people residing in the GCC countries are expatriates. And they are mainly from the Indian subcontinent. They're also from Far East. But today we find that there is a lot of people from West who have chosen to be in UAE, Dubai, in Saudi Arabia, who also needs to remit money to their home country for multiple reasons. It could be for family maintenance, it could be for investments, it could be for mere needs of education purposes. So, but whatever be the needs, the infrastructure and the rails that we provide makes the journey of remittance on the cross-border space much more accessible and much more easier for them. So all the 9 countries that we are present in, we are regulated by the local central banks. So, it says that, we need to be regulated as per the regulations laid down by each of the central banks in the respective countries that we are operating inside. And it also says that, we need to be on a constant check on elevating the compliance framework that we have in the entire process of remittance that we do. We understand that, the need of compliance is also the image of the country. So, we are very cautious about, making sure that, we always stay a step ahead when it comes to the compliance and compilatory framework. So we believe that the future of remittance would be written on conversational AI and to the factor of embedding AI to the entire frameworks that we are developing inside. So the conversational AI is something that we are strongly working about, is the ability to move money without filling up a lot of fields on an app, but just having a conversation and saying that we need to move money from A to B or from A person to a B person, and just by the conversation, the embedded AI would be able to do your transactions. That's something that we're working on. We also feel that the use of stablecoin in cross-border payment is going to be a great use case, and I think so we are working with different regulators on jurisdictions that we are present in